If you're in the market for some tool storage, do yourself a favor and check out the Matco Tools Jamestown Series cart. This is the Jamestown 770 cart from Matco, and it has a lot going for it. A lot of other carts don't. Let's check out the features, see how it's constructed, and go over in detail. The first thing you'll notice about this cart is how beefy it is. It's double wall constructed in the front with a unique locking mechanism. This mechanism here slides as you turn the key. And it engages the latches on the lid. And the lid has this real thick face to it and a rugged stainless steel top. Looking inside, the sides of the cart, like any good cart, has holes for storing longer items like screwdrivers, extensions, and pry bars. And this has a particularly nice feature where there's a recess here, so you can put tools with longer handles in the holes here and still be able to close the lid. And the outside is covered by the side of the cart, so your tools are not exposed. And you have the same feature on the opposite side. In the back is a pass-through for extension cords or power strip. And it's held open by two gas shocks which are bolted to a bracket on the lid. Now let's take a look at the locking mechanism on here, because there's a couple of things about it that you really need to know. One of them is when you turn the key, it's going to do two things. It's going to slide the mechanism that captures the lid, like I mentioned before, and then in the box, when you turn it, it's going to slide that piece in the back there that moves up and down, and those square holes grab onto a latch in the back of the drawer. This cart has 6 drawers. 2 in the top are shallow, 1 in the middle is a little deeper. Rather, the 3 in the middle are a little deeper, and the deepest one is on the bottom. Like any good quality cart, these drawers are full extension, which means the back of the drawer becomes, in this case, almost flush with the front of the box. And why that's important is because, especially in your shallow drawers, round small tools like wrenches, like screwdrivers, picks, well, yeah, wrenches too. A lot of things can roll back and get stuck in that drawer if it doesn't fully extend, and some drawers lose 3 or 4 inches of space. And if your drawer's full of stuff, then you're going to have to go rooting around and hunting to find anything that gets stuck way back there underneath the box, and it's just a pain in the neck to get to. You may think you've lost a tool or two, when in fact you haven't, and it's just inefficient. But you don't have that problem with this cart, and all the good carts and boxes are designed the same way. And also, like any good cart or box, there's a feature that keeps the drawers from opening on their own. And these guys have a little plastic catch with an adjustable thumb turn here, which is kind of nice that you can adjust this for the weight of the drawer when it's full of tools. And you can see it closes and stays closed until you pull it open and disengage the little plastic catches. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, I'll tell you this. I know two guys that have Matco boxes that have that same closure on the drawers, and they don't like it. They said that after a while, the plastic wears down and the catches don't work anymore, and the drawers would open by themselves. And that can be a problem because you don't want drawers opening on a cart, particularly when you wheel this thing around. When they get full of tools, it's going to get heavy, and if those drawers open on their own, you're going to tip the cart over, wreck the cart, lose some tools, and possibly get hurt. Now, the world is not a perfect place, as we all know, and neither is the Jamestown cart. Its biggest flaw is this. If you have the key in a locked position, it slides the mechanism. So if you store your key in the box and then close the lid, you have now just locked yourself out. All right, moving on. We're just going to look underneath this bad boy and see how it's constructed. There's not a whole lot to say about what's underneath this box, except there's two heavy-duty channels to which the casters are bolted. And these casters are nice, heavy-duty casters, two of which are pivoting and locking. I prefer 4 pivoting casters on a cart, especially one this size, which would make it much easier to maneuver in a shop. Perhaps its nicest feature is its dimensions. It's awfully big. 21 inches deep, 41 inches wide, and a whopping 46 inches tall. Which means it's the perfect height for leaning on, writing on, doing a little bit of bench testing, and it's terrific to store most tools that you would use in your bay for the course of a day. Of course, not every cart is perfect for everybody, but this one is great for most people, regardless of where you are in your career or your budget. Number 1, it's heavy duty enough to last you forever. Number 2, it's not that expensive if you pick one up on the used market. New, Matco lists them on their website for $2,223.95. But I know one guy who just sold one used for $500, and it was a nicer shape than the one I'm showing you here. That, my friend, is a steal. I can retail this one on the truck for about $1,100. In my other videos, you see that there are certain boxes and carts that I absolutely recommend, and then there are those I don't recommend based on where you are in your career and what your budget is. This cart, however, is an exception to all of that because I think it's an appropriate cart for just about anybody, regardless of where you are in your career or what your budget is. Because if you're a new guy just getting into the field and you can find one of these for a few $100 on OfferUp or Craigslist, buy it. It'll last you forever. And if you ever decide that you want to get out of the field or you want to upgrade someday down the line, you can sell it and get most of your money back, if not all of it. And if you've been a veteran who's turning wrenches for 20 years and you want to upgrade your current roll around, this is a terrific option because you can load it full of tools and use it in the shop all day long without having to run back and forth between your bay and your box. So thanks so much for watching. Please click down here to subscribe so that you don't miss a beat. And remember, use a tool. Don't be one.